it's a little high, but I love this. Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. I need this. Oh, oh my! So happy to be here. Comunidad, community. Hola, boa tarde, good afternoon, happy after Pride. Oh, happy season, ay, ay, ay. Pride means summer, and summer means vacations, fun, joy, after, like iced coffee. In my case, I went for the first time to a town on Cape Cod, Provincetown, or like people in this state of Massachusetts say, P-Town. I want to talk today about my first visit to a gay, queer, LGBT town, imagining queer spaces, a movie, and what this town can teach us about mysticism. So, right into this divine enmeshment with me. The first time I heard about P-Town was at a gay bar and a few streets away from this sanctuary in Back Bay. And I heard, oh my God, it is so expensive. And all the gays go there. Or this week was Bear Week, bridal season. They have the best Bloody Mary. And I'm like, what? Who drinks tomato juice with vodka in the beach? Fine, whatever. Spicy comments like, oh, fun happens after or under the docks, or don't go to the bathroom alone. Well, for those who don't know P-Town, there are cottages, bike trails, Portuguese bakeries, dunes of sand where clothing is optional, and yeah, there are LGBT flags in every house, store, bakery, and car bumps. Imagine if our cities, neighborhoods, and darkest alleys could have a spark of that joy. Couples or throuples, hand by hand, proud old gays and lesbians, wise trans elders, drag queens, business owners, and, for my surprise, but maybe not a surprise, a beautiful Unitarian Universalist church. I felt so happy, like here, that I was going to meet the rainbow capital of the East Coast, or like Fire Island too. But this is also a two-sided coin. I wanted to go. I mean, this sounded so attractive, come on. But I wasn't going to do it alone. With some research, I have two options. Ferry round trip or a car. One is expensive, yes. The other takes most of the time there. And I thought I should find someone to take me. I imagine my pitch. Oh, I wish I could go to Provincetown for my birthday. I'm so lonely. Oh, please. I'm far away from my family. June 13th, please. I've never tried a lobster roll. Does anyone have a cousin that drives a ferry? Give me a man after midnight. Oh, somebody help me chase the shadows away. And guess who ended up going with me? Not a hot stuff, stallion, tall, 6 feet, and financially stable angel sent from heaven. Not my brother that has a car, not my handsome husband that also has a car, not my sister-in-law that guess also has a car. No. Community. This is the power of congregation. My first time in P-Town was with a lady from church. My threshold to access P-Town had a purple hair and the most beautiful earrings of Boston. I guess P-Town had different plans for me. My church friend and I looked like Dante Alighieri, the Italian poet who wrote the Divine Comedy, guided, taken care of by a purple-haired Virgil, the Roman poet who wrote the Aeneid. I have to explain that. Walking down Commercial Street. An infernal hot weather in the middle of the day. Hot people walking everywhere. Hot demons dressed in latex, dogs, other kinds of dogs, bears, and other types of fantastic beasts I knew where to find. I was so happy to be in this disco inferno, this divine realm of shirtless beings and lesbians singing in the balcony. Is that what a queer town looks like? Let's go back to the beginning. Oh my God, gays are expensive. Well, maybe they were right, but which kind of gays? The wealthy, the successful, and their gym partners, right? Or how expensive? Unaffordable. It is so expensive. One room per night that looked like half of my rent in Boston. Provincetown felt like visiting a dream. You could only go, but you cannot stay. It was neither hell or heaven. Capitalism. My church friend showed me this heavenly paradise for queerness, while she showed me a liberation that benefited some, leaving others behind. Been there. I wish I could explain it. It was like visiting a battle site, the ruins of an old pagan temple, a historical protest. Imagine a place you feel sacred. P-Town was an archive, a container that held the memories of love and resistance. After walking down Commercial Street, we got to the beach, seated, relaxed. My church friend told me about her beloved friend lost in the AIDS crisis, a musician who served at my congregation in Brookline. I felt I was in Holy Land, that he was also here with us while we contemplated the sea. The texture of sand in my hands felt like ashes of those who died of AIDS, as if the sand was mixed with the ashes of ancestors I didn't know I had. These stories, almost unknown to me, were blowing in the wind and mixed with the sand. We were at the beach in front of the docks under a gay resort with loud music from Chaperone to Divine and Donna Summer. I had my yellow swimmer. Oh Lord, I was so hot there. A Cheetah Girls tower, sunblock, sunglasses, and of course, a book on mysticism called Queering Contemplation. I was reading about mysticism under the disco floor, and all I had was an hour. Come on. Mysticism? Mysticism in Provincetown? I heard a voice in my soul that said, stop reading and go to the sea. What are you waiting for? What would you do if you had an hour in a place that makes you feel happy? Well, let me explain this. There is a quote from that book that says, mysticism is a threshold into divine enmeshment. I'm Latino. I'm like, what is this? What? Let me dive deep. Very much deep. Again, mysticism is a threshold into divine enmeshment. Sounds very profound. A threshold is a point of or level that, when reached or exceeded, triggers a specific event, action, or change. Like the threshold of a door, sure. Enmeshment, curiously, refers to a dysfunctional relationship dynamic where boundaries between individuals are unclear or non-existent, leading to excessive emotional closeness and loss of autonomy. Close the quote. So I heard the voice, stop reading and go to the sea. I wonder if being away from the sea is also the threshold I experience in Provincetown, a town that will open the doors for liberation and at the same time a somewhat toxic relationship where you don't know the limits and spend your money searching for the sea, a distraction. Woo, Lord have mercy. Mysticism centers love just as the 7 values of my religious denomination, Unitarian Universalism. But love is a coin with many sides. In P-Town, my queer identity can be abused by the market. The limits, the barriers where I am promised to be rewarded with a feeling of a divine union, love, and enmeshment of ecstasy like earth, wind, and fire, boogie, wonderland. It is a promise, but it is not the sea. I was seeking a mystic experience in this special town, right? My pink bunny glove, but where is my divine union if I have to pay for the parking lot? Does the spirit lie hidden in the sand and ashes of the sea, or in the lobster roll, or in the Bloody Mary? Well, community, I went to the sea. In the cold waters of this beach, I left my friend and all the vanities and worries and taxes and my migration status. Maybe my answer was by the ocean. A divine and ecstatic encounter that was related to the search for belonging in space. By the rivers of Babylon, in a strange land, in an expensive place, far away from home. I was disillusioned by the prices of a gin and tonic, and I know this is not so mystical thought. But if mysticism has to be a paid experience to connect for an hour and then return to Boston and then come back home, that, my friends, maybe it's not mysticism. On the other side of the coin, I found that P-Town stores were the rainbows for a commercial object, a tool of a cultural war, flags, stickers, band, teddy bears, rainbows everywhere, as if the symbol could say more than the ancestral dunes of sand, than the rainbow itself. But remember community, pleasure, and ecstasies while we pay for the parking ticket. Oh. You could think more of this contradiction by watching the movie High Tide. A Brazilian, I'm Colombian, just in case, called Lorenzo, yeah, don't confuse me, called Lorenzo that came to in a tourist visa, working as a cleaner for houses, trapped in between staying in P-Town or returning to Brazil. While he has 1 month before his visa expires, he was trying hard not to return to his country while also being treated as an exotic body to abuse. Expressions in the movie like, "You don't look Brazilian. Where is your accent from? Spain? Oh, beautiful country. Oh, beautiful man." And finally, "Oh my God, you look like an actor." Reminds me of my migration in those queer spaces. There is a scene where the character is floating naked in the sea while a poem is read aloud in Portuguese. He is at peace. He floats without clothing, a visa or a passport, just him and the sea. I felt united with him. We were united in the same waters, and no book could explain it. He's my reminder that experiencing freedom in the water and enmeshment in a bathtub, pool, jacuzzi is a threshold of life. Well, in this movie, High Tide, the character takes drugs to substitute an experience of union and pain. Drugs promise him a faster experience, an ecstatic dance outside his grief and the cost of avoiding this feeling. The water, instead, does not answer. Water welcomes. Water does not promise or sell an experience, does not charge for a ferry or a car trip. In P-Town, I felt the holy ground of those who have died also from overdose. Their ashes are included in this sand. They are also in this water. Lorenzo and I found unity and belonging, something that P-Town or any visa or passport couldn't provide. Well, dear community, getting to an end. I came to P-Town as a wanderer and I left as a pilgrim. My church lady took me to P-Town, and next time I will go just for the water, not for the bodies. Our enmeshment with life and pleasure is not an excuse to make profit from us. My definition of mysticism will look like Lorenzo, without clothes, in the middle of the water, naked, no heaven, no hell, and no need to pay for a parking spot. I want to invite you to reflect on 2 questions and 1 dream. 2 questions, 1 dream. First, what are the places you should stop wasting your money that are using their land and stories to profit from you? And second, where are the places, the divine, attached to a feeling places, where you can find unity, a threshold, freedom, liberation that no one can take, that joy? And finally, my dream, not like Martin Luther King, but this is a beautiful dream too, that everyone that comes to Sanctuary Boston can feel more and more like coming to Pink Pony Club, Soul Train, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Xanadu. Thank you, bless you, and drink more water. Wow, thank you. Well, I said before, I'm just going to improvise. But for this closing of the chalice, I thought of Dan Hartman. He was a musician, gay musician who died because of AIDS, 90s or 80s. And he has a song that in the chorus, he says, "Relight my fire, your love is my only desire. Relight my fire, 'cause I need your love, your love. And with that beautiful blessing and his soul and love, we say thank you and goodbye. Gracias.